Good afternoon, YouTube, and welcome back once again to Fat Cat Collections. Today I want to talk about a company called Lige Design Watches. And I happen to be wearing my brand new Lige Design watch right here. This is the Coca-Cola bezel Rolex Submariner homage style watch, but with that beautiful red gradient face. It's like a candy apple red. It's like a color you'd see on like some beautiful 57 Chevy or something. It is absolutely stunning. If you haven't checked out my video review of this, I talk more about the specifics on a different video. I'll go ahead and put the link to that video in the description for you to check it out. I encourage you to do so. The video is placing number 2 right now on YouTube, so check it out. Now let's talk about the quality of Lige Design. So what I found with a lot of these companies is that this is, in my opinion, remember these are my opinions based on watches I have and things I've held in my hands. In my opinion, this is really no different than your Pagani design watches. There's a lot of watches you're going to find on AliExpress, eBay, Amazon under different names, but in my opinion, most likely they're all made in the same factory. And if they're not, they're really similar in quality and design. Sometimes you'll find a little bit of differences in the amount of bezel clicks. Sometimes the crystal might be a little different. The movements might be different. For instance, I have some Pagani design watches that have a ceramic bezel. Watches like this, in my opinion, don't have ceramic, even though a lot of times you'll see this watch advertised as ceramic bezel. This, to me, it looks like an aluminum bezel. But let's get to, again, the quality here compared to Pagani. Again, I think that, putting those differences aside, whether you go with a sapphire crystal, whether one has a pearl automatic movement or a Seiko NH35, I think they're all pretty comparable. They're all made of 316 stainless steel. I've seen some actually have screwed links and others have friction pins. Very similar though as far as what you're getting. The clasp on these very similar to what you're going to see on like a Rolex style oyster bracelet clasp. Although quality there, of course, is not going to be on par with a Rolex. I found that these are a little bit difficult for me to remove. I usually have to kind of pop them off. That's with every Pagani, Bersagar, Lige watch that I've ever had my hands on. But again, if you are looking at the price on Pagani design watches, I won't say they've crept up, but they're around the $80 to $100 price point if you get them through places like AliExpress. You got to pay a little more if you go through eBay and Amazon. Again, sometimes a lot of times I'll get them on Amazon if they're available and pay a little more because I hate waiting. Again, remember when you order Amazon, eBay, no matter where you order, check to see where it's coming from and the shipping times. There are Amazon sellers who ship directly from China as well, and it's got to take you over 2 weeks to get it, especially now with, well, I shouldn't say that. You'll hear on the news that there's all kinds of like slowdowns with fulfillment. I personally have had very few items take any longer than they normally do. I think the only real evidence I can say that there's a delay is a pair of sneakers I ordered should have been here weeks ago and they're still not here. So they might have gotten lost, who knows. But I have found that anything I've ordered from China 5 years ago or now, really it's about the same amount of time. In all honesty, I feel like it's faster now. So just kind of keep that in mind. Sometimes it's worth paying a little bit more. So Lige Design, again, the reason I wanted to make this video was because the public needs to be aware when you're buying a watch what to expect. Now, a lot of times when you're looking at watches, they usually have manufacturer's warranties. Most manufacturer's warranties are about a year in most cases. Sometimes you'll see them extended. Invicta has 5 years on some of their watches, depending on where you buy them, of course. But remember, a manufacturer's warranty is supposed to be something that's transferred amongst all retailers, right? Now, there is kind of a stipulation to that. Sometimes manufacturers will say, well, we don't warranty our products if you didn't buy it from an authorized dealer. That was something that you saw pretty regularly back in like the 80s and 90s, where you would have a lot of electronics that there was a lot of price control in electronics, right? And so if you didn't buy your electronics, whether it be a tape deck or a stereo, through a authorized retailer where the price is a little more controlled, they don't honor the warranty. It was kind of in my opinion, kind of a sleazy way to get people to pay more for these products, right? So a lot of times if you did develop a problem and you went back to the manufacturer and said, hey, I want to get this fixed, it has a warranty, and you didn't buy it from an authorized retailer, they'll basically say, show us your proof of purchase. No, we don't recognize, Joe Schmo's Electronic Shack as an official retailer. Even though there's really nothing wrong with the products, it's just that's how they get around people discounting their products, right? Now, I will tell you that nowadays I've found that most companies really just honor the warranty across the board. If you have a serial numbered item and it's a legitimate item, they will honor the warranty no matter where you bought it. And there's a lot of things out there that you can buy pre-owned that warranty is still transferable. I always encourage everybody, if it is a real concern to you, to always read the fine print. When you do buy through places like Amazon, you're not really going to have a problem. And that's what I really like about Amazon is that if I buy a watch through Amazon or I buy a product, if I get it and it fails, within a month, I can just return that right to Amazon and get a replacement. They make it really easy. And in some cases, even if you have, a situation where you've had it maybe, a month and a day, Amazon's pretty good about taking care of their customers. They really, really bend over backwards to do that. Other companies, you might have to deal with going back to the manufacturer. Perfect example of that is some of the amplifiers I've had. I purchased them off eBay. At one point, they were available through eBay, and then I had it 6 months. I had an amplifier fail. I did have to go back to the manufacturer, but the manufacturer didn't turn around and be like, oh, wait, we need to verify that this was an authorized dealer. They just said, hey, this is our product. Send it back. You pay the shipping both ways, and we're going to fix it for free. Just show us the proof that it's within that 1 year, of course. So pretty nice. And a lot of times they will bend the rules in order to take care of their customer. Again, especially depending on their reach, right? If you have a YouTube channel and a little bit of influence, they tend to want to take care of you a little more because you're going to tell people about it, right? And you're going to reach people. So I have to tell you that Lige Design is a company that I probably will never buy another Lige product. I would most likely, if they make the watch in a Pagani design, let's face it, there's a lot of, if you're looking at Submariner homage watches, there's a lot of people making these in all different price points. And the reason I chose Pagani over an Invicta, I just kind of like the way the Paganis did their bezels, and kind of the numbering around the bezel was actually engraved into the aluminum. Or ceramic, depending on what one you get, as opposed to Invicta, which looks like it was printed on. It just was a much nicer look, in my opinion. Subtle, but I liked it more, and that's what made me get the Pagani. I wanted to try a different brand because I generally like to try different brands, so I went with Lige. Also to put my suspicions either to rest or to confirm them that these are very similar to Pagani designs. And I tell you, even after having it and having a few problems with it, I can confirm that it's almost identical to a Pagani design. Again, you are going to find differences with the movement. You are going to find differences with the bezel. And of course the crystal, but that's really about it. I'll tell you that the Pagani design bezel is a little bit tighter, and I believe on the Pagani I have it's 120 click. This is I think a 90, maybe it's a 60 click. It's definitely not as many clicks. Still turns nice and smooth. That there is a little bit of back play, but these things don't really concern me. The real issue I have with this watch when I got it was that you couldn't pull the crown out to all the positions. It's very sticky. So unfortunately I just probably got a bad one. It's after playing with it a little bit, it's working a little bit better. I was able to actually pry, believe it or not, carefully, kind of pop the crown a little harder. And I think something was just kind of bind it up in there or something like that. But anyway, I was able to pop it, and now I can wind it, and I can set the time, so it seems to be a lot better. The nice thing about it is that AliExpress did take care of me on this. There is another issue with the diver extension. It doesn't lock. So AliExpress, again, a lot of people say, oh, you may or may not get your product. You got to be careful. I'm going to put that to bed. I mean, AliExpress honestly really is more for their customer than eBay. I mean, AliExpress basically says, hey, if you have a problem with this product, one, did you get it? Is it guaranteed delivery confirmation? It's all trackable, all the stuff sent. If it doesn't show delivered to your house, then you get your refund, plain and simple. If you have a problem with it, just like this had a problem with the movement, and then this diver extension not locking, I uploaded a quick short video showing, showing evidence that that's the problem. They refunded me the whole price of the watch. I can tell you the seller did not want to do that. They basically turned around and were like, oh yeah, no, we need more proof. Show us. Even though they already had the video, they kept going back and forth and denying the resolution of refund. Luckily, AliExpress stepped in and said, nope, this is defective. It's up to the manufacturer to inspect this stuff before sending it out. Make sure it works. Make sure there's no problems. The onus is on the seller to make sure they're not sending something that potentially has a problem, right? That's the way it works. That's business. So I'm really happy with AliExpress, but here's what my problem is with Lige Design. Before I actually got compensated by AliExpress, I went to Lige Design and said, hey, I got one of your watches. I just got it in the mail. These are the problems. And they basically stated, why are you contacting us? You're wasting our time, they said. Really rude. I mean, completely rude. And that's ligedesign.net. There's a couple different websites you're going to see with Lige watches. Make sure you go to ligedesign.net. Make sure you go there to see what you're looking at, to stay away from that particular website. Again, I don't know if I would buy, I most likely wouldn't buy another Lige design watch with this experience. And you know, I never say never. Like I said, it may just be that I got a bad one. If I see something I really like, I may try them again if the price is right. The price was right on, it was about $68. Again, Pearl automatic GMT movement, but those things just shouldn't happen, you know. The seller just should have inspected the watch before sending it out, knowing they got a bad one, sent it back to Lige. But again, the problem is Lige basically says, well, you have to buy it through us in order to take care of, to get your 2-year warranty, which they advertise almost anywhere that you find Lige design watches, on AliExpress, eBay, Amazon, wherever you're going to find them, they advertise, oh, 2-year warranty. So you're thinking, hey, I'm going to get this watch, it's a great value. If I have a problem, I'll be able to get, you know, someone to fix it. Not the case. Now, if you do buy it directly through ligedesign.net, they're going to charge you 4 times as much for the watch. So at the end of the day, they're really just, you're paying for that warranty. In all honesty, a company like that should be looking at who's selling their product and making sure that they're not advertising their warranty, because it's false advertising, right? The other thing about it is that they also backpedaled to it, or they moved to a different point. It was like, oh, a lot of people, you know, sell our watches. They're replicas. They're fakes. A lot of people are faking our watches. Not the case at all. That's complete nonsense. So I think that this company knows that they pull that bait and switch tactic across the board with all the people selling their watches. They know they're going to advertise that 2-year warranty. Probably not going to have a lot of people take advantage of it, because most things are pretty reliable. But should you develop a problem or get a problem like mine, they know they can just kind of use this excuse in order to not honor the warranty, when then you're left basically dealing with some, you know, out of country seller or manufacturer. So it's a really sleazy tactic. You want to buy from a company who's going to take care of you on the warranty regardless. And I just don't think Lige Design is that company. You know, a company you know, like that, especially knowing that you're dealing with somebody who's going to review your product, should have been like, yep, not a problem, we'll take care of that, send it in, we'll send you a replacement, swap it out, whatever, send you a prepaid label. We want to make sure you do a good review, we want to make sure that you're happy. But that's not the case. They took the stance that we don't honor that warranty. That's not a Lige design watch. Completely false. Nobody is replicating $68 watches. When they replicate watches, again, and a lot of people have come at me before and said, oh, well, you know, Invicta replicas are all over AliExpress. It's the same watch. There's all kinds of fake news out there. The watches you're going to find a lot of times that you're going to get that are replicated watches of like $200, $300 watches, there is a huge night and day difference between those watches. It's not like picking up a Rolex and getting a $56 Rolex fake and comparing the two, where you have to know what you're looking for, you know? They're both really nice watches. Of course the Rolex watch is nicer, but it's not going to be like you pick up one watch and you grab the replica and you're like, oh my God, yeah, this is really obvious. You're going to really have to kind of look at it and think about it. With the replicas you get, whether it be Diesel, Invicta, you know, any of those watches that you're going to find replicating those affordable brands, those watches are really, really cheap. They're not stainless steel. They're like, I mean, the plating is horrible on them. And when I say horrible, I mean they're $10, $20 watches. And that's what you pay for them. $15, $10, $20. You pay that for those watches. So it's really apparent if you were to have a watch like that side by side with the original that there's a real difference. And generally, that's the replica you're going to get. When they replicate when they replicate $200 watches, you get something that really is a piece of garbage. Really something like you'd get out of like the nickel gumball machines. And I'm not joking. Like, I know like I say things on YouTube and you know, people make that comparison with Invicta and Rolex. It's nonsense. They are costume jewelry watches. They really are. Now, again, getting to the point where they claim, oh, well, you know, people replicate our watches. No, if this was a replica watch, it would be very apparent. They don't make fakes of $56 watches. That's just not how it works. They make fakes of more expensive watches. If a watch is going to cost $200, $300, yep, you may find a fake, but it's going to be a $15 watch. As soon as you pick it up, if you have any experience with the original, you're going to know that this is completely fake. Without even, you could hold it in your hand with your eyes closed, you could tell, right? There's just a huge difference. This is a very nice quality watch. I mean, you have all the good things about it. Nice crystal, nice 316 stainless steel, nice tolerances on the fitment. I mean, everything's really nice about it. I just happen to get a bad one. My complaint is with the manufacturer lying about their warranty. So just kind of keep that in mind. If you are going to buy a Lige design watch, know that that warranty is non-existent. So just kind of know that beforehand. And I think if you still buy their watch, and you don't have an expectation of a warranty, then you'll still be pretty happy with it, provided you don't get a bad one. Again, if you get a bad one and you order through China, you're going to have to deal with that litigation process with AliExpress, handling the issue. But again, with AliExpress, I think they make it very easy. They really are for the buyer in this. If you have a complaint and it's legitimate, you film the video, pinpoint exactly what the issue is, and you will get a refund. I mean, so pretty good. I mean, I would definitely continue to buy through AliExpress. If I can buy through Amazon, and I would have bought this through Amazon, but it was not available. The only other place you could buy this was on eBay, and eBay came directly from China as well, which the delay would have been the same, except the price was 3 times as much. So keep that in mind, guys. If you have any questions about this watch, definitely check out my review video on it. If I can help you in any way, let me know. It's unfortunate a company took the stance that they were, so rude and such a dishonest, lying company, and that says a lot. Again, it doesn't mean that I don't like their watch. It doesn't mean that I may or may not buy another one, but I'll know that if I buy one that I'm completely on my own, should I not be able to have any kind of recourse with the seller or with AliExpress, I am on my own. The manufacturer will do nothing for you and be rude about it as well. So anyway, guys, thanks for watching. Just want to put up that buyer beware. As always, guys, have a great weekend and take care.